Good morning, Algebra 2 students. Welcome back. Today we are starting section 9.4 and we will learn something new, okay? And the topic is the natural base E. E, okay? So you may think about E, like a letter, but in mathematics, E stands for something, okay? So for the first time, you'll see that E represents something in mathematics. So before we talk about E, let's think about what types of numbers have we learned so far. What does that mean? When you were in little middle grade, middle school, elementary school, they talk about natural numbers, counting numbers, integers. Then they talked about rational numbers. Anyway, so E is irrational number. What does that mean? Irrational numbers cannot be represented as a fraction. Okay, for example, pi is best example of irrational number. Okay, why is it best example? Because you all know that pi is 3.141. It never stops, even though in geometry you said it's 3.14, but in fact this number never stops, so this number is irrational. Okay, so today we'll add a new one, and today we'll talk about E. E by definition is 1 over 0 factorial. This in mathematics means factorial. You don't have to know this for this class, but when you take statistics or college courses, they will talk about this. And by definition, E is approximately 2.718. And again, it never stops. If you look at this, it's 2.71828, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you have your TI-83 in front of you, okay, blue calculators, the one that we used in classroom, they were not good enough. They didn't have E. But if you have your TI-83 in front of you, okay, I have a TI-83 plus silver, so it's a little bit different than maybe what you have, but it's supposed to be very similar. Try to locate E on your calculator, okay? And if you look at your calculator, the location of letter E is, do you see division sign? Okay, in blue, I have E. You might have it in yellow. Again, I don't know what type of calculator you have, but on mine, it's in blue. So how do you press it? You have to do second division, okay? And that's how you get E. Like, for example, pi on TI-83 is just below clear or above exponent, just above division, okay? Anyway, so few facts about letter E. It was named after Euler, a very famous mathematician. People consider Euler to be top 3 mathematicians that ever lived. It's a rational number. It never ends, never repeats. Okay? And just like we talked before, do you remember we talked about exponential growth and exponential decay? Growth because it's e to positive x, and decay, excuse me, decay is because it's raised e to negative x. Okay? Now, the main idea for today's lecture is to really talk about some properties of exponents, stuff that we learned in class before, before spring break, before everything happened. So, let's go to next page. Okay? So, I have a few problems for you. So, our goal is to simplify expressions with E. Okay? So great news, simplifying expressions with natural base E is same thing as, what we did before. So maybe before I do question number 1, okay, how would you do this question? X squared times x cubed. Do you remember my classroom on my right side? When you walk in the room on my right side, I had some rules, like 7 of them, I believe, and one of them was x squared times x cubed. Okay, and this one, what did you do? You add it. Please remember, you didn't multiply, you did x 2 plus 3, so this was x to the 5th. Sorry for my squeezing the work. So here, same thing. It will be e, okay, 2 plus 3, which will be e to the 5th. That's it. That's my answer. Okay. Question number 2. Okay. Question number 2. Division. Okay. Division. I'm just laughing because I'm just thinking about something. Division is same rules apply as. I wish I was in a classroom because I would point it exactly to some specific examples. I'm just thinking about the classroom, like when we walked in, I had a bunch of examples, but again, we are at home right now. So division becomes subtraction. So don't confuse this part. 6 divided by 2 is not 4 because you think about subtraction. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay, let me change the colors. Now, what's in the red is, I'm going to put on the side, e to the 5th divided by e to the 3rd, which is e 5 minus 3, which is 2. So the answer is 3e squared. That's it. Don't overthink it, please. Okay? Question number 3. Alright. Number 3. Negative exponents. Negative exponents. Do you remember in classroom, I had example on the board. 2 to negative 1, 2 to negative 2, 2 to negative 3, 2 to negative 4. Do you remember we did on a calculator? And then I showed you the rule. Maybe on the side. If I give you x to negative 2, this is equal to 1 over x squared. If I give you x to negative 7, this is 1 over x to the 7th. So here, this 2, you bring it down. Now, let's look at e to negative 2nd. This will be times 1 over e squared. Now, I want you to simplify this. You can write 2 as a fraction. You can write this as 2 over 1. Why is it red? I want black right now. Okay, it's 2 over 1. And how do you multiply fractions? You multiply numerators, multiply denominators. Excuse me. 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times e squared is e squared. And that's it. Please remember, no negative exponents. Remember the rule? Okay. And example number 4. Ooh, where is it? Example number 4. Example number 4, I do not know what's the best way to explain it. I got 2 methods. I think I will show you both of them. Okay. And I don't care which one you use. The longer method, but it's kind of better to understand, is this. Anything to the 3rd power means whatever it's inside multiply by itself. So you could do it this way. So this is method number 1. You could do 2e to the 4th times 2e to the 4th times 2e to the 4th. And now 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. E to the 4th times e to the 4th times e to the 4th is e4 plus 4 plus 4 because you're multiplying, so you're adding exponents. It would be, excuse me, e to the 12th. That's one method. The second method that you could use is kind of like distribute. 2 cubed is 8. And now, do we agree that this is now power over to a power over power? Remember on the board I had examples such as x squared to the 3rd. I forgot what I had, but it was x6. You multiply. So here it will be e12. Same answer. Okay? Beautiful. Last example for today. So people who are intending to major in business, And a bunch of you remember from, I can't mention names here, but you know, some of you want to major in business. Compound interest. This is very similar to what we did before, but before, do you remember we had problems when I said compounded quarterly, and it was 4. Compounded weekly, and it was 52. Compounded semi-annually, and it was 2. Compounded daily, and it was 365. Here it's compounded continuously, which is new to you, and we are using this formula. A equals P ERT. So we know the symbols. P is the principal, which is 10,000. E is 2.71. Now, little warning, depends what calculator you have. If you have TI-83, your answer will be more accurate, so I'll try to explain it. If you have a cheap calculator, cheap means, you know, non-scientific, you may have a different answer because of rounding. Okay, so in this problem, A, we are looking for it. Okay, let me make this bigger. A, we are looking for it. P, 10,000. R is 6%, 0.06. Please remember, we are using decimals. T is 10 years. So the formula is A equals 10,000 times E raised to 6% times 10, which will be 0.06. I'm going to put it in parentheses, 0.06 times 10. Okay, now some rules for, you know, PEMDAS. So it will be A equals 10,000 times E. Now, what's 600 times 10? Move decimal one place to your right, which will be 0.6. Now, this is how you do it on a calculator. If you don't have a calculator, TI-83, you could do 2.72, because E is about 2.72 raised to the 0.6 power. But on TI, if you have TI-83, okay, please do 10,000 times second division sign, which is second E, second division. Do you see it in blue or yellow? Raised to 0.6. Okay, and the final answer to 2 decimal places would be A is equal to 18,000 222 221 and 188, which would be 19 cents. 19 cents. This is not needed. Okay, so this is in dollars. So this is your final answer. So please watch this video, take notes, and you can do your homework based on this. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.